So, there is a blood pressure, it is something that everybody knows because the importance of blood pressure is gaining significance each day. Please don't talk. So basically blood pressure is the pressure produced by the circulating blood on the wall of the blood vessel. When a blood is flowing through some tube like this, it will be applying some pressure here. That pressure is known by the name blood pressure. How much force the blood will be applying on the wall of the blood vessel. Blood vessel means it can be either artery or vein. So that is basically blood pressure. Now importance of blood pressure is that blood pressure has two stages or two opposite situation is the one is known as a diastolic blood pressure, other is known by the name systolic blood pressure. You know that heart is undergoing contraction and relaxation. When heart is contracting, it will be pumping certain amount of blood into the blood vessel. So that the pressure inside the blood vessel during contraction of the heart will be more. And that pressure that happens during the contraction of the heart is known by the name systolic blood pressure, otherwise known by the name maximum blood pressure. And similarly, when heart is relaxing, the amount of force applied by the blood will be minimum. That is, during the time of relaxation, no pumping of blood from heart to the blood vessel is taking place. So no blood is actually coming into the blood vessel or into the aorta during that time. So there will be minimum pressure, and that minimum pressure is known by the name diastolic pressure. So normally we call it by the name 120/80 or 80/120. That is how we are normally expressing it, and that is the range of the blood pressure. So when a person is having a blood pressure in this range, either 120 or 80, 120 is the highest pressure and 80 is the lowest pressure. And if he is in that range, below that range, then we will say that he is okay. He doesn't have any problem with the pressure. But suppose the pressure is increasing to a level of above 130 or above 140. Up to 140, doctors usually say that you don't need any medication. You can do a lot of exercise, go for a daily walking, control your salt intake and reduce your body weight. If a person is monitoring all these things, then he can be in a healthy situation without taking any kind of medicine if the pressure is remaining within 140. But suppose if the pressure is exceeding above 140, then there should be a strong possibility that it can lead to a damage of your kidney and all internal organs. Problem is that all our internal organs are actually designed to withstand only a pressure of 120. And if that internal organ, especially kidney, is getting more pressure every time, what will happen? It is like pumping blood through a hose, a rubber hose, which is very weak. After a while, it will rupture. The same thing happens in the case of our kidney also. So if the pressure of the blood is more, what happens is that after a while the kidney contains very small tubes, and these tubes are known by the renal tubules. They will be getting destroyed or ruptured, and that will result in damage to the kidney, and this is known as a kidney damage. And if kidney damage is taking place, the person has to either go for dialysis daily or go for a kidney transplantation. So that is a problem with the high blood pressure. In case of high blood pressure, the pressure is above normal. That is, normal range is 120. If it is above that normal range, we call it by the name hypertension or high blood pressure. So high blood pressure is actually a problem present in the modern world. Almost everybody is facing this kind of problem. Especially if you are going abroad, you will be mainly eating lot of calorie-rich food. And immediately once, if you have any friends or relatives in Canada or New Zealand or in other part of Europe, just check their body weight. Most of the time they will be looking more fat. The problem is that they are eating more calorie-rich food. Here we are not taking much calorie-rich food, so that will be increasing their body weight. And if your body weight is increasing, your chance your chance of having this sort of problem will be aggravated. So this is the main problem with the blood pressure. And the important thing about the blood pressure is that even if you are having a blood pressure of 160, there will not be any symptom. Absolutely no visible symptoms will be there. That is a problem with the blood pressure. So, and because of that, sometimes blood pressure is called as a silent killer, because it is not showing any symptom. Unless you go for a medical checkup, you are not going to be aware that you are having a high blood pressure. So that is the main problem with the blood pressure. It is an important disease or important disorder that is affecting life of several people. So once the blood pressure is going undetected, and this is happening for some 10 years or 20 years, there will be significant damage to the kidney, and that can lead to kidney damage, then heart related problem, circulatory problem, so many other kinds of problems can happen. So the long term hypertension is more common than long term hypotension. So here you can see that this is a risk factor in the case of kidney failure, then heart disease, then it's also a problem in the case of stroke. Stroke I have explained several times. Stroke means simply the rupture of blood vessel or breaking of blood vessel in your brain, and the blood will be coming out into the brain. So that is a problem with the stroke. So this is the important thing about the blood pressure is that we need a constant monitoring. This kind of device is easily available in many of the houses because it costs around 2,500 or 3,000. It is something that should be present in every house because it's very easy. So if your range is increasing above this normal level, then you should take some measures. The first thing is that you should reduce the salt intake. Why salt and blood pressure is related? Because if your body has more salt, it will retain more water. More water in your blood means pressure will be more. So that is how the relationship works. More salt, more water. More water means more blood pressure. So that is how this is working. So the best thing is that normally a person can take a salt of about 88 grams per day. That is the normal salt intake allowed by possible for a normal person, normal healthy person. But when you are having a blood pressure, your salt intake should be minimum, should be below 2 grams per day. So if it is above 2 grams, you will be having problem. So that is why doctors first say that you should reduce salt intake. Salt intake and the water retention are directly related. Second is that conducting a lot of exercise, going for daily exercise, daily walking, and controlling your body weight. Because if your body weight is increasing, for example, your body weight is 70 kg, and if it is increasing to 75, then the pressure will also increase. So there is a direct relationship between salt intake, body weight. So another way is reducing your body weight. And one important problem with the body weight is that increasing the body weight it may not be a difficult problem for most of the people, but reducing the body weight will be a challenge for most of the people. Okay, so that is regarding the body weight. So this is also something we have already explained what is systolic blood pressure, and there is another term, other situation is the diastolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure is during the contraction of the heart, and diastolic blood pressure is during the relaxation of the heart. So here also you can see that what is the situation that will be leading to hypertension. You can see that 120/80 is the normal blood pressure. When the person is having 120 to 129, we call it as high elevated blood pressure. Then 130 to 139, we call it as a stage 1 high blood pressure. So when you are in above 130, you are still having a high blood pressure, and that is considered, that is also a risk factor. So from that time itself you should start monitoring your blood pressure, and if the pressure is increasing, but up to that level medication may not be necessary. But if the pressure is still increasing and remaining 140 most of the time 140, 145, 150. Definitely you must go for a blood pressure medication so that it reduces the blood pressure. Otherwise, what happens is that your kidney, your heart, all will be affected, and that there will be more complication. And after that, so generally speaking, up to the age of 40, you won't be needing any medicine. But after an age of 40, daily you have to eat some medicine, either for blood pressure or cholesterol. That is how the life is there. So up to 40, life is very smooth. Maybe up to 25, life is extremely smooth. After that, slightly smooth, but there will be other mental tension between 25 to 40. But after 40, the maintaining the health become an important priority for everyone. If you don't care after 40, definitely your life expectancy is going to reduce. So if your blood pressure is normal, maintaining and adopting healthy lifestyle can prevent and delay the onset of high blood pressure. The problem is that blood pressure can affect every organ in your body. Everything can, even if your eyes can be affected. Your reproductive system can be affected. Your circulatory system, because it is controlling all the organs. So if your blood pressure isn't normal, oftentimes, along with the medication can help bring it under the control and reduce your risk of life-threatening complication. So that is the importance of that. Then another topic that we have with us today is